guys, this is Dormouse03, and this is Remember Me on Memory Hunter difficulty, episode 7, and this is the second part of episode 7. So, just got done with some big fights out in the middle of this area, and we're making our way on through this level.
I am
Chasing
Trace.
Mr.
The
Trace.
Trace that precedes you.
No dropship to help
He's
you
crazy.
this time, Captain.
So now you've just got a couple of drones to watch out for. Remember that the drones are insta-kills, so you gotta be careful with them.
Captain,
Stop her!
we'll take care of her, sir.
Alright, so we have another fight. This level is just kind of fight after fight after fight, it seems like. And once again, we're in the situation where we've got two robots in this room, which makes it very tight quarters here. So we're going to take care of one of those with rust in pieces. And then that freezes up a little bit because now it's not quite so hectic. There is room to maneuver in here at this point. So, going to work on cleaning up some more of these enemies. And I'm not sure if I actually got my jump bolt off quick enough. He might have been shielded when I shot that robot that time. You gotta be pretty precise about things. The only problem with trying to use your junk bolt here is that you'll end up not shooting the robot. And since you have such a short period of time in between, you know, when he is on the ground and you can't really hit him, and the time when he's not shielded and in the air, that's such a short little period of time. And so when you have too many enemies clustered all around the robot, it just gets to where you can't target him reliably, and that becomes an issue. But once you clear out some of the people, you're able to hit him again, which is good. And you'll notice that I got hit a couple of times being a little bit too reckless with being in that area of effect where he explodes. And just did not do an effective enough job with taking out this robot. And now we've got a couple more of them. You'll see that, you know, when they're up in the air, there is not a lot of time for you to take them out. And what I should have been doing at this point was using some of my other Espressin abilities on some of these other guys. But I was so focused on robot, like I gotta kill the robots, get the robots out of the way, that I wasn't even thinking that I could have used Logic Bomb or Sense and Dose or the Camo to go and take out some of these enemies, which is what I should have done. And why I'm not doing it now, who can say? You know, I was in sort of a jam there a second ago because my health was low. You know, there's all these guys. And finally, I'm gonna use some abilities here. thing that some of those things do, like that logic bomb, you'll see that it you know, separated the enemies for a minute. So it allows you to go in and get some hits on some of the guys, whereas before they were all just really clustered together and it was hard to get a shot in on any of them. But now it's time to deal some damage here, people. Deal some damage. And they should go down fairly quickly. Alright, so that is that room. It's pretty small, and when you get 2 robots in that room, it's less fun.
If you are listening to this recording, our freedom here in the Metropolis has been compromised. Have faith and remain calm. Together.
Survival rations will be automatically dispensed to each resident.
Game over, Trace.
It's too late. He's become one of them.
I'm still gonna search his mind. You never know.
It's definitely game over for him.
The latest addition to the family district. She's the 1000th baby born in the tower.
Definitely game over for him.
See you soon.
Is that like a baby announcement? Oh my goodness. I'm telling you. Some of the ads and stuff they have playing are pretty funny. There's another concussion.
Did you get the codes?
Just scraps and emotions. But I have a fragment of another riddle. Another mnemonic, perhaps.
His memory has become melded with those leapers.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you're going to have to sift through those 2 mutants' minds for the missing parts of that riddle. It's our last chance to gain access to the Conception Cube.
Must gain access to the cube. So anyway,
They've given me the slip.
so you saw that those 2 leapers like took parts of his memory, so now you've got to find them to be able to piece together everything that you need to get the access codes. And that is going to happen in this little arena here. So a funny thing happened to me during this fight that's about to come up. I got through the entire thing, and then the door wouldn't open. It was as if there was still something alive in this room, but there wasn't anything. And the door just, it kept processing and processing and it wouldn't open. And so I had to reload my checkpoint, which was pretty irritating because I had, you know, some espressin points built up, or I should have, but those all went away. So, yippee, yippee, yippee. So in any case, this is similar to the Johnny Green Teeth boss fight that you had at the end of chapter 6, episode 6. Except for now you've got 2 of these little buggers who go invisible and are, you know, teleporting behind you and hitting you and whatever. And you handle the fight very similarly to that Johnny Greenteeth fight. You want to use Sense and Dose, build it up, and you build it up. Build up your Espressin points so that you can use Sense and Dose and then use Sense and Fury. And then you saw that if you get in enough hits, you can take them down in one round of that. And then you have to do that twice because you have to do it for the other guy as well. So, using some of your cooldown combos on some of these leapers that are conveniently around will help you be able to do that a little bit faster. And so, there we go. We have 2 points available to use. So we can now Sense and Dose one more time, find where the guy is, and use Sense and Fury on him. And if I get lucky, I'll be able to take him out in one go just like the other guy. But I did not get lucky, and so I'm gonna have to do it one more time. He was a little bit farther away than the first guy was from me when I hit Sense and Dose, and so that's probably why I wasn't quite able to get in enough hits on him. But it's not too bad. You have a little bit more room to maneuver in this arena, so I guess that's a double-edged sword because, you know, while there's more room to maneuver, there's more room for him to teleport around and more opportunities for, you know, him to be a little bit farther away from you. But that was good because he ended up being right next to me, and you saw that I didn't even have to use Sense and Fury again that time because he only needed a couple more hits before he was able to be taken down. That's right, get your brain exploded, buddy. And so that is it. All you have to do now is finish up the rest of these leapers. I'm gonna do what I always do and get my health back. And also work on the cooldown there, just in case I need to use that ability
I can piece
again.
Trace's mnemonic back together.
Great going, sis. Now pass through the main security gate and enter the conception cube.
Alright, and so you see this door? It didn't do that the first time that I did that fight. It's pretty irritating. So just in case that happens to you, you would have to do that entire fight over again, because you'd have to reload the checkpoint, and the only checkpoint in that fight is before it starts.
Become a participant in the latest challenge from the imagination of Charles Cartier Wells. For an entire week,
So we are coming up on the end of this game here, guys. There are 8 episodes, 9 if you include episode 0. But there are 8.
Your vital signs are weak.
Or episode 8 is the last one.
Why does it
so
hurt to see this crack?
we're almost there. Because you're a good person, Nilin, and he isn't. And therefore, when he sees someone in pain, it makes him happy. And when you see someone in pain, it makes you upset. See how that works. Alright, so now we're on to another little remembrane section where we're going to have a couple of little puzzles that are, you know, if you're a big puzzle gamer, you'll probably find some of the quote-unquote puzzles in this game and other action games to just be a little bit laughable, but you know, I think it's nice to put in here to just have a little bit of a break from the action, because this was a very combat heavy episode.
Memorize is the future of humanity. How humble.
May memorize error fall, as mankind holds its head up high, and evolution's end looks down upon all that has gone before. Only then will the secret be unmasked.
Okay, so this one, it says memorizes error, so that's a letter that is not a letter, and so that's going to fall, so you bring that down. Humanity's head rises, so it's first letter, and the evolution's end something or another was the last part of that, and it ends up spelling H3O. Which is, if you've been paying attention to the story, and if you've been reading, you know, about this setting in some of the little journals and things that you can pick up, you know that H3O is the system that, you know, keeps all of the memories.
The wife listens to her husband, but abandons her child. The husband admires his wife, but cannot listen to her anymore. The child loves her protecting father as she does her deserting mother.
Nice family
Okay.
portrait.
So basically, you just have to form a triangle with your family. So the mother is turning away from the child, abandoning the child, and listening to the husband. The husband is admiring the wife, but protecting the child, and the child is loving to both of them.
Contingency protocols activated.
Open sesame. Charles' final bastion is cracked wide open. Go!
It would have been more of a puzzle if he hadn't, like, told you what to do. What the answer was, you know. If you had to base that on just your knowledge of the family dynamics. It would have still been easy, but probably a little bit more puzzle-like. Alright, so we have a couple more fights here before the end of this episode. The first is in these really close quarters with some robots. So we're going to use Rust in Pieces on one and then take the other out with the Junk Bolt, probably. And you've got these little leapers to be irritating for a moment. But this should not be anything, you know, that you aren't used to at this point. You know, you've got these little guys that you can focus on for a moment, but you need to get out of the radius of the robot when he lands and prioritize that first and foremost. It just does not want to target the robot for whatever reason when you have any enemies around. There was a gaggle of these little things, wasn't there?
Don't front me!
Oh, and here comes Big Boy. 2 of them. So now is the moment for Sensen Camo for sure to take out one of these guys, so that you don't have 2 of them to try to dodge, because they are definitely irritating. And at this point, you know, it's like, why not just use every ability that you can to be able to take out this situation a little bit faster. Because having to dodge around this fool in this sort of narrow corridor could get really dicey really quickly. But that is it, guys. The end of episode
Guess it's
7.
coming home.
Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in episode 8.